Good evening, it's Tuesday, November 4th, back out here at the Big Woods. Wind laid down quite a bit. It's 2 to 3 miles an hour out of the west, so that really shouldn't affect us tonight. We're going to have to get in quiet. We are going back to the water hole again that we hunted last night. Had a lot of deer, just didn't have any shooters. So we're going to get headed in there. We're planning on having Jim hunt with us, but he's got the flu, so we'll go in there and see if maybe tonight we can get a shooter to walk by. We'll see you in the stand. Alright, well, we changed plans halfway back to the water hole. It is just dead calm in here tonight. The leaves are like walking on potato chips. So I just gut feel there was no way I was going to go 80 yards into that woods and try to get into the water hole stand without making a ton of noise. So we're in the stand we call Blue Ball. It's the stand I shot the doe out of 2 weeks ago. There's trees in here that are rubbed. I just had a gut feel. I mean, I knew I shouldn't go into the water hole. I'd make way too much noise, but just had a gut feel tonight about sitting in Blue Ball. So that's where we are. Again, we were hustling to get out here because of daylight savings. My binoculars are somewhere. I think they're in the garage. So we're without binoculars, but we got everything else we need to get it done. So we're up here, we're ready. We'll sit back. We are going to do a little calling. I got a can call with me. I got a grunt tube with me. And I do have some rattling antlers with me. Don't know that I'll be doing any rattling tonight, but I definitely will. That last 45 minutes of daylight, I will be hitting the can call a little bit and a grunt call. So I'll talk to you more about those when we get them out and get going, but may see if we can bring somebody to us tonight or get somebody interested in coming our way. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. This is a can call. It's an estrus bleat that's made by a doe when she's in heat. It's my favorite call. I carry it everywhere I go. Main thing I like about it is I've never scared anything away with it. It's nice, like tonight, I'm sitting here. I don't know that I have a lot of faith in the stand location, but that doe and heat, the estrus can call, you can do that. Sometimes I'll do it 3 or 4 times every 15 minutes. You'll have smaller bucks definitely come to it. I've had big bucks come to it. Does and yearlings will come to it. I've had a coyote come to it. It's only $15. You keep it in your pocket. You just put your finger over the hole on the bottom. You rotate it over. You can hear the sound that it makes. But I have had great luck with that. The biggest deer I shot in my life came to that can call. So, like I said, I've never had anything hear that sound and go away. But one thing I will tell you is if you do that, the deer will locate that sound and come to the base of your tree. Even if they hear it 50, 60, 70 yards away, they will come to the base of your tree. So it's a call that I will get out and use quite often. Not afraid to use it at any point. Like I said, I've never had it scare anything away. I've had to bring a lot of deer in, especially this time of year when they're searching and looking for does, stuff like that. The nice thing too is if you see a deer go by 60, 70 yards in the woods, say you don't get a good look at it, can't get your binoculars up in time, you hit that can call 3 or 4 times and wait about 3-4 minutes. Or if you see that deer still going away, hit it 3 or 4 more times. If it stops him in his tracks, then you can just kind of see how he acts. And depending on how he acts, you might have to do it another time or 2 more times. But if they hear it and they come, put it back in your pocket. Because if you do it too much, they're going to be coming at you and they might see the movement. So, like I said, once they hear it, they're going to come pretty much to the base of your tree. So get up and get ready. But it is a great call. The next one I'm going to do for you here is a grunt call. We're just going to do some tending grunts. All they are is to get other bucks' attention that might be in the area. Usually a tending grunt is done by a buck when he's on the track of a hot doe or he's got a hot doe he's pushing around. If they're searching, they'll do that. It's not a real aggressive grunt. It's more of a communication. He's fired up. We all know what he's looking for, and he just got to let some noise out. So we'll sit back here a little bit, see if any deer come in, and then, like I said, we'll talk about that grunt tube.
So you heard the grunt tube there. I'm not crazy aggressive with any calls. Grunt tube, like I said, that's just the buck. When he's on a hot doe, he'll grunt, or if he's on a track, he'll grunt. So grunt tubes are good. You can't really hear in the video, but when it's dead quiet in the woods like that, that grunt tube carries. It carries, I'd say, with a deer, probably 80 yards. Like tonight, it is just so dead quiet in there, and it's cold. That grunt tube's carrying across the woods. There's other bucks that hear that grunt. They're just curious. It's like, well, if he's grunting, he must be around a hot doe. He must be on a track. So we ought to go see what he's up to. And like anything else, you are definitely going to attract more of the younger 1.5, 2.5-year-old bucks, even button bucks. So yeah, definitely if you're doe hunting and using a grunt tube or a can call, make sure that it's a doe, not a button buck. But I did there towards the end, I used the grunt call in conjunction with the can call. So, you know, obviously there's a doe, she's walking around underneath you, and then you got the grunt tube, so the buck's chasing the doe. I know some guys that with their rattling antlers, they'll tie those to a rope and actually have them down on the ground, and they'll slide them back and forth in the leaves when they're doing the grunt call. It just makes things a little more realistic. Can call, you know, just so you have the leaves rustling to make things more realistic. And fighting and rattling and stuff like that. There obviously should be leaves moving, so that's kind of personal preference if you want to do that or not. So I usually bring the rattling antlers on a morning hunt, and if I'm going to get out at 11 o'clock, from 10 to 11, excuse me, maybe from 10 to 11, I'll hit those antlers. Sometimes I'll just tickle them together. I'll be honest with you, I can only remember probably in 30 some years, I did have a buck come to a set of antlers when I was muzzleloader hunting out of a climber, and ended up taking that buck. But on TV, they make it seem like they crack those antlers together, and you know, deer come running from everywhere. And it's interesting, if you actually watch that on TV, it's just a deer standing out there. If a deer is coming to rattling antlers, he's coming and he's searching. So I think there's some film editing on that. But so yeah, if you guys have any questions about can calls, grunt calls, rattling, stuff like that, just throw it down in the comments. I'll be happy to give you feedback on what I know. There's a lot more you can do with a grunt tube. Like I said, I try to keep things kind of on the calmer side. There are some big bucks out there that are not aggressive deer. So if you get too aggressive with that grunt call, too aggressive with the antlers, they'll actually go the other way. So the can call, you can pretty much do whatever you want with. The other two, I stay on the calmer side. So I'm just more of a patient hunter, I guess. I don't mind sitting there waiting, seeing how things unfold, but it definitely can be an advantage to you to have those things in your pocket or with you. If you know he's going away and he's not coming back, it's definitely worth a shot. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you hit that like button, hit subscribe, I would appreciate it. So good luck out there in the woods, and depending on what this wind does, I don't know if we'll be in the woods for a couple days. We're supposed to get 31-mile-an-hour gusts and 20-mile-an-hour sustained winds, so that's not too good for bow hunting. But plan on being in the woods Friday, November 7th. November 7th is one of those days you don't want to miss. It just statistically, when you look at big buck record books, a lot of big deer are shot November 7th, year after year after year. So I will talk to you guys on the next video.
Alright, well, that's a wrap up for tonight's hunt. Didn't see any deer. Did a little bit of calling there. Got a moth in the truck. Okay. Anyways, that's just deer hunting right there for you. One night you're in the thick of things, the next night you can't buy one. So, but that's what keeps you coming back. It was a really nice night. Sit out there. Just deer weren't moving. Cameras have been slow all day actually, so I'll be curious if they start moving at midnight tonight. Pulling up the weather here, looking at tomorrow, Wednesday. Pretty sure we're supposed to get some crazy wind, sustained winds like in the 20s and gusts like 35. So yeah, there's the wind symbol. So let's see, 4 o'clock tomorrow, 21 mile an hour northwest. At 4, 5 o'clock, 19 mile an hour out of the northwest, 15 mile an hour at 6 p.m. So it wouldn't be bad getting in at 4 o'clock. It's a 19 mile an hour wind. Last night was in the low teens. So northwest would put us on the other side of the woods. We haven't hunted over there yet, so it'll probably be a game time decision tomorrow. I appreciate you joining in, watching tonight's video. I did go through a little bit of calling, talk to you about the can call, talk to you about the grunt tube. So just trying to share things that I do and don't do. And so if you have any comments, if you want to know anything that I'm using or how I'm doing things, throw a comment to me and I'll respond to you, usually 24 to 48 hours at the longest. So we will see how the wind plays tomorrow afternoon. I could definitely get out. Thursday I have a plan, so I won't be hunting Thursday, but that's probably the 7th with my luck. Nope, it's not, so that's good. Friday's the 7th. We got a hunt on the 7th. So anyways, hope to see you tomorrow. We'll see what the wind does. If not, we'll see you next time that we climb in a tree.